Стоп, вчера якраз у мене оставався один день, щоб забрати оці 90 камней стока. Ну, я это пропустила. Сорян тому, хто мені оце ж купив карточку. Стоп, я не туда зашла. Так, ага. И 25-й, луна. Так, я предлагаю пока вместе выполнить задание с вами вместе. А уже как бы... А уже я закончу стрим, я продолжу играть, но уже без стрима, просто чтобы, типа, вам не было так скучно смотреть, как я бегаю по миру за сундуками и всем прочим. То вот как-то так. Так, а як подивитися, скільки у мене? Ага. 5 штук. Ну, чудово. Давайте сюда. Я, наскільки поняла, вот там, по идее, я можу нырнуть, по сути. Так, ну и еще двое.
Lights out. You can't run. Everybody stand back.
Так.
Scatter. Let's light it up. You can't run.
Да, блин. Все. Угу. 8 и 12, хорошо. Просто я, если честно, не можу понять, вот, показывая над водой. Тип як. И плюс показывает, что где-то в этой области есть. Где-то типа под низом. Так, сейчас. А хотя потом, я все равно сейчас буду идти в воду отсюда. Я просто не понимаю прикола. Сейчас поясню. Это вот тут. Понимаете теперь, о чем я говорю? Такс. Не получится так, я поняла. Еще глубже. Может, где-то будет такое вот местечко. Угу. Ладно, я потом разберусь, как это забрать или где оно хотя бы находится. Испытание? Какое еще испытание?
Let's light it up. Propagate. Yeah.
Такс.
Punishment. Judgment.
Riptide.
Так, и еще тройка.
Adventure time. Let's light it up. Everybody step. Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Judgment. Yeah. Shiver.
What's your mistake?
Да, блин.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Germinate. Propagate. Let's light it up.
Ща, вансека.
Adventure time. Ha! You can't run. Propagate.
Угу. Все. А что тут добавили? Я поняла. Угу. Я просто рили не могу понять. Типа, какого фига? Вон где воно. Может, эту воду надо как-то спустить? Хотя... Угу. Просто я реально не знаю. Вот рили. Ладно, погнали тоді виконувати завдання, тим більше тут у мене є таке завдання. Ветер воспоминания уносит тоску. О, то, что нам надо, как раз таки из-за предвестников. Или нет? Угу. Стоп. Такс. Такс. Ага, камни столько плюс 50 дадут. Чудесно. Почему я захотела сюда зайти в достижения, чтобы сейчас не оказалось, что у меня, оказывается, все и так есть. Я просто не знаю, где тут... Не. Так, сейчас... И это не то, вроде бы, как... Ага. Может, вот тут воно где-то. Да, вот это воно. Настільки одне задання було. Так, разве? Я 100 раз виконувала это задание. Ага. Угу. Угу. Я поняла фишку. Чё? Этот стрим будет только 2 часа идти максимум, поэтому у нас как бы не особо и много времени. Так, задания. Ну, я 4 задания от цих могла виконати якраз таки позже. Но что поделать? Такс. Угу. Там вдали такие, як Инадзума, что ли. Потом такие синие что-то.
Barbados. Please see to it that Godwin gets home soon and safe.
Угу. Такс. Угу.
Scatter!
Угу.
Judgment! Lights out.
Tidal wave. Yeah. 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 Ta. Ta. Yeah. Ta. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's light it up!
А ну-ка. Угу. Такс. Все. Такс. Так, это что? Это где?
You're mine. Yeah. Ta. Ta. Yeah. Ta. No time to lose. Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Teamwork is dreamwork. You can't run.
Так, береза. Так, и что там у нас? А что так резко? Ну да, это ж фату и...
Let's light it up.
Tidal wave. Yeah. Ta. Ta. Yeah.
Now you're not going anywhere. Flash first.
Everybody stand back.
Flash freeze.
Riptide.
Вот так вот. І шеврончики. Все. Я можу йти забирати нагороду, в принципі, свою. И пойдем выполнять задание. Ну, одно из двух. Выбирайте или задание легенд, или эти две миссии. Потому что я одни из этих заданий выполняю уже без вас. Как-то так. Потому что я не смогу и стримить, и слушать параллельно так, чтобы вы не чули. Потому что это вообще нельзя, чтобы кто-то чул. Ну, типа, короче, пары именно. Так что, как-то так. Так, забрать нагороди. А у мене як там із вот этим еженедельними? Я на Дваліна ще не ходила. Окей. Тоді на Дваліна надо буде сходити. Чайник безмятежности. Ага. И сходить еще то, что мы тогда получали для хидропутешественника. Я решила, что я релиз сделаю потом с ней хидро.
Astra Abyssosk.
Такс. Такс. Ага. Все. Ну что, тоді на Дваліна і на боссов я схожу отдельно уже. Где-то, ну, на Дваліна можно, в принципе, и сейчас даже сходить. В принципе. Так. Я думаю, я схожу сейчас как раз таки на вот эту миссию. Угу. Так. А, вот там у нас все, я увидела. Такс. Так, стоп. Ага. Угу. Ага. Так, раз, потом два еще. И так далее. А хотя не. Угу. Ага. А, ми виконали задання паралельно. Ну ладно. Угу.
Hey, isn't that Charlotte? We're always running into...
Gotta find that balance between flavor and nutrition.
I see. So you believe that this warning letter was sent by the Phantom Weasel?
Absolutely. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Phantom Weasel never acts as you expect. He must have faked his own death 10 years ago using a body double. Now that he's back, I'm sure the guards who worked on his case back in the day are in for a headache, but however this turns out in the end, the one thing it won't be is boring.
Couldn't agree more. As a journalist, I'm gonna get a lot of... Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, whom should I interview next? Huh? Hey! What a coincidence! Fancy meeting you here. Perfect timing. So, the Phantom Weasel's latest warning letter. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is the first...
Huh? Oh, sorry. Yes, this case is from a decade ago. Well, not to worry. You're in good hands because I'm a professional. The story goes like 10 or so years ago, a phantom thief became active in the court of Fontaine, known only as the Weasel. Nobody knew his true...
Wow, cool! He sounds like one of those mysterious...
Precisely. Well, except the part where they actually have a good reputation. Our Weasel targeted whatever people held deep. He would just as soon steal a necklace from a rich merchant's safe as he would a toy doll given to a commoner child for their birthday. I know. The phantom thieves you read about in novels rob the rich to pay the poor. But this guy didn't...
Yeesh.
Not exactly. There's a good chance that the Weasel would still be at large to this day if a magician named Caesar fell to his death in a botched high-altitude. When the police went through his personal effects, they found a hoard of stolen loot and gadgets. Sure enough, thefts in Fontaine went down after Caesar's death. But today, 10 years on, the notorious thief has once again issued one of his... I had to squeeze through the crowd this morning to get a photo as soon as I heard. Here, it's this one.
So, this is the warning letter, huh? Let's see. 3 days from now, when evening falls, I shall take from you that which you hold most dear at the Opera House.
This is, without a doubt, a clear declaration of criminal intent. After years of laying low, what once seemed like an open and shut case has been blown wide open again. But why has he reemerged now?
Uh-oh. If this thief will steal anything that other people value, does that mean even we might be targeted? Really? Oh, let him try! If that...
Okay, the people have spoken. It's clear that the public are Let's see, I've got a photo of the letter, my interview notes. Yep, that should be enough to form the skeleton of my article. It does feel like something is missing, though. Something exclusive. Who should I interview next? I need someone with a more concrete connection to the Weasel. Is that who I think it is?
Lenny!
Magic, magician, Caesar, the Phantom Weasel! That's it! Let's go interview Lenny! You see, the original Phantom Thief Caesar was a magician too! And what do Phantom Thieves and magicians have in common? They both have an air of mystery about...
Are you serious? What sort of a deduction is this? Oh, relax!
My journalistic instinct tells me that an exclusive news story is...
I'll take a guess.
Wow, Mr. Magician! How did you know which card I picked?
Oh, it's simple. Come closer, and I'll let you in on my secret. Magicians have a special skill called telepathy.
Really? Then, what am I thinking?
Well, first you need to relax, because I can see that you're clenching.
Aww.
And now you're getting a little flustered. You're trying to find a way to empty your mind, to think of nothing at all. But you snuck out from home today, didn't you? You told your family a little lie so you could come out.
You can tell?
Of course. Oh, and that's the end of my performance. You should really be...
All right, got it. Bye, Mr.
Hey, Lynn.
Why, hello. We meet again. Are you looking for me?
Well, why don't you guess, Mr.
Oh, please. You didn't believe that spiel, did you? The power...
I'm sure that child would beg to differ. Seemed like you were...
That was nothing more than a little trickery. I made an educated guess. That, plus the fact that he was the only kid here without his parents, and he looked as guilty as sin. He made it easy for me. You guys, on the other hand... Let me guess.
Wow. Got it in one.
Wait, really? No trickery this time. His warning letter's been the talk of the town, so I figured that maybe you were asking around about...
Bingo! I plan on writing a column reporting on the latest news about the... So, Lenny, what are your thoughts on this infamous thief's...
To be honest...
Angry?
You read his letter, right? The Phantom Weasel claims he's planning something in 3 nights' time at the Opera House.
Wait a minute, you don't think he's after you?
Well, if he is, then his warning is clearly a direct and if he's not, then it's still going to be a huge headache. The mere mention of the Weasel's name is enough to scare people off. So but I've been preparing for this for a long time. I'm not about to let him ruin my big day.
Really? So what you're saying is, we might get to see a live...
To be honest, I'm not sure if I'll emerge the victor. The Phantom Weasel isn't...
You're being far too modest, Linny. I think your magic tricks are even more inscrutable.
Thanks for the compliment, though I have to say, a lot of people liken magicians to thieves because we both have the ability to make things disappear without the person noticing. But there's an important... Allow me to demonstrate with a quick magic trick. Here, I have a flower, just an ordinary flower that was picked not long ago. Watch it carefully now. 3, 2, 1.
It's good!
That's the question. Therein lies the difference between us. Thieves make precious things disappear, but only magicians make them reappear. If I could now invite you all to check your clothes, there might...
A surprise? Let me see! It's right there! But how? You haven't moved this whole time!
What an outstanding trick! Sorry, Linny, it seems that my previous
Don't worry, I didn't take offense. I just wanted to take the opportunity to... Since Caesar's death, a lot of people associate magicians with criminality.
I can imagine. Coming back to your trick just now, might I presume that you are well... For example, magicians often use rainbow roses in their flower-related performances to represent passion and romantic encounter. But you used a Lumi-Do spell, which, if I'm not mistaken, allude to separations.
Impressive knowledge. It's no wonder you're such a successful journalist. But I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about florals. It sounds like something I should look into, though. I'll buy myself a copy of Fontaine's Floral Language Facts when I have...
Well noted. In that case, this brings us to the end of our interview. I, for one, am looking forward. Please feel free to get in touch to update me on any further developments. Otherwise, I will of course see you at your show in 3 days' time. If there's nothing else, I'll be off. You've given me lots to work with.
So, Linny, are you...
I'm...
Aww. You feel it too, right? So itchy!
Not so itchy, then. Well, since you're so concerned, how would you like to serve as my
Magician's assistants? Oh, that sounds fun! Assistants are technically magicians, too! Also, it'll bring us one step closer to figuring out how that darn trick is done! Shall we go for it?
Excellent. Thank you for putting your... The first thing we need to look into is who Caesar really was. If he truly was the Phantom Weasel, But if he wasn't the Weasel? And if we're investigating Caesar, his fiancée Gemma is a good place to start. Word is that she visits the cemetery often, so I asked Lynette we should make a move. Let's go and rendezvous.
Такс. Ага. Так, стоп, а что нам дает эта штука? Денежку, ага, стопы. И стопы-то, ага.
You took your...
Sorry, I bumped into the Traveler and Charlotte en route.
It's been a while, Lynette. We're working as Lenny's temporary assistants in the investigation.
Thank you. It's good to have you help.
So, what's the situation?
Nope. I've been here a while, and she still hasn't shown up.
How bizarre. Maybe it was bad. Well, we won't get anywhere by standing around waiting. Traveler, Paimon, let's go ask around.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, good sir. Do you by any...
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiance?
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I need her help with something. I heard she comes here a lot.
Yeah, she does. Poor thing. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to... She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time there, telling her fiancé.
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar passed?
I'll bet. Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so no one else visits his grave. I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, I'm sure Caesar... If I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Her fiancé was a low-life crook. He doesn't... Anyway, all of that said, she's running later than usual today. Normally... Well, that's everything I know, I'm afraid. You might have more luck.
All right, well, thanks for sharing all of...
You're welcome.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom Weasel's back.
You're kidding. Wait.
I don't know anymore. All sorts of news flying around nowadays. But what if, just hypothetically, I mean, what if this...
Called it. Seriously, 10 years ago, on the day it all went down, I said to myself, you know what? This guy's been set up.
Oh, please. Weren't you the one cursing his name to high heaven when the police announced...
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing. We're actually quite interested in this topic as well, but we're struggling to get to the bottom of it. Do you think you could spare a moment to tell us a little bit about Caesar?
You've come to the right people. Yep. He was a great magician. The best trick I ever saw him do was pop a I was right up close and didn't blink or look away once.
I saw him perform too. He always used to bring some gifts along for the kids who came. Sometimes, he even got the kids to write their wishes down, and then he'd make the items on the wish list
He doesn't sound like such a...
But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out what was precious to people. As I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would steal just about anything.
Whatever the case, now that the Weasel is back, Caesar... I bet Gemma must be pleased. No, speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's...
So that's Gemma. Wait. It looks like she's...
Who's asking?
Don't be afraid. We mean no... It looks like you're injured.
Thanks for your concern.
My name is Linny, and this is my sister...
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler.
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If he still lives, that means that Caesar was falsely accused. You knew Caesar better than anyone else. So if... I promise you can trust us. We won't hurt you. In fact... Huh. I suspected as much. Okay, so going back...
No, not...
Got it. All right.
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want...
Mm-hmm.
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely...
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
That's fair. We're just a bunch of strangers who showed up and started questioning her. In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here, so let's call it a day. Meet me outside.
Ага, вот там есть сундук. Походимо. Пока мы тут, мы можем и сундук собрать. Чудесно. Такс.
There are a few interesting trinkets here.
Такс. Фиолетовый, ага.
You're mine. No time to lose.
Такс. А сундук зеленый. А, ну да и ладно. Такс. А он и фиолетовая, и желтая.
Tidal wave. No time to lose. Can't hide.
Judgment. Scatter. Let's light it up. You can't run. Scatter.
Такс. Сундук есть. Чудесно.
It's a miracle.
И куда нас эта штука приведе? Вопрос. Необходимо получать гидрокул. Так, там еще один сундук. И тоже, кажется, зеленый. Ладно, пока не будем. Следующий день. Ага.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Так, сейчас. Ага. Так, а ну-ка. Ага.
Over here.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make any inroads with her. Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely to open. Today we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo, Caesar's former When Caesar passed away, all the stolen goods discovered in his home were confiscated and returned to their rightful owners. Before long, Lorenzo was the next big magician in town, his fame surpassing even that of his master, and it made him very... I had to pull a lot of strings, but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of drinks with me.
Так, ага.
You neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with you.
My apologies. These 2 are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former magic maestro himself, they begged and pleaded with me to bring them along. And if...
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Get a load of this guy. Forget the pleasantries, he says, but he looks pretty happy.
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the chase. I have more...
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter... Yesterday morning, a warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the Opera House. He claims to be planning something for the same evening that I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally...
What is there to investigate? Caesar was the weasel and he's been dead for 10 years. So what if some sick creep thought...
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up. I do concede...
Possibility? It's a fact, Linny. Look, my patience... The weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a favor and quit this investigation.
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. But my pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or not, this person has thrown...
Your pride? Don't mince words with me.
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel's true identity.
What would that accomplish? And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you, anyway? Look, you of all people should know...
Uh-oh. This is...
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you! I know that big...
Another day, I'm busy.
Oh, come on! You can't be all business all the time.
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask for it. Now get out.
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had the
Oh, hey! Edmondo. This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always like this. And he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being... What?
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget about doing business with me ever again.
Sorry.
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Linny, be my guest. But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion.
Totally. And what was all that about compensating you for your lot? He's gotta be hiding something. And not like Gemma. She was a little suspicious, but this—
I think so too. We need to look into Lorenzo more. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. He only just left. Let's see if we can catch up with him.
Такс.
You okay there?
Who are you? Oh, it's you guys. Don't worry about me. I said way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial.
So, he was serious about threatening to cut you off?
Hey! Don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal affairs. Bad things happen to people.
What kind of bad things?
Don't even ask. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to cut this call. And take it from me, trouble with Lorenzo is one thing you don't need in your life. You saw him flare up back there. That's not a good sign. You're too young for...
And there he goes. What do we do now?
Shh! I think we're being watched. Someone was listening in to our whole conversation. Don't say anything and don't look back. Any altercation in the city will attract the guards.
Такс. А ну-ка, ага, я поняла. А, вот еще один сундук. Вроде бы як
You followed
драгоценный.
us a long way. Why don't you come?
So you're Linny. And where's... Save us the trouble and go fetch her for us. Let's not drag...
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister!
Save your questions, missy. You ain't gonna need answers.
Looks like we can't... Now, I'm not the strongest fighter, so I hope you're ready.
Don't worry, we got this!
And voila!
Let's light it up! Teamwork is dreamwork!
You're mine. No time. Shouldn't let your guard down.
Curses. Tougher than we thought.
Vision wielders are always trouble. Intimidation ain't gonna work like it did on...
Come on, let's scram!
Hey, wise guys! We ain't through with you! Oh, they got away! Did you catch what they... Sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic. And they've already done... You're right! She was injured when we saw her yesterday, and she acted like she... Maybe she was too scared to tell us the truth because those guys...
Well, if that's the case, she should be... Let's head back to the cafe and see if we can get any information from...
Такс. стопы. Ага, він швидко приходить. Значит, надо изначально вот это, потом вот это, только потом уже вот это. Все. Такс. Стоп, скільки у нас? Так, 4, а там 27. Ага, еще немножко. Но там точнее надо 60, бо у нас было тільки на 8. Вот это всего так. Может даже я и раніше закончу. Я посмотрю, який що у мене тут получится. Возможно, я растяну как бы на 2 части вот эту миссию. Такс.
Gemma?
You again. What is it?
We just ran into the men who've been threatening you, and so you can relax.
Why?
Because you see, this is a personal matter of...
Okay.
I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic workshop where he kept a lot of his personal effects. Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Cendre. But the place was sealed up by the police. I also know that the Fleuve Cendre is dangerous territory. Lots of hostile groups.
Understood. Lynette?
Got it. But if I'm...
I mean, bon appetit. But stay sharp, too.
Okay. Alright. Power saving mode off.
Такс. Так, а где там воно? Ну, давайте пробежимся для начала. А, вот оно як. Сейчас я ей дам то, что хоть немножко ее там вылечить. Ага.
If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Huh. Looks like these boxes are blocking the end. There we go. It should be just down here.
Ага. Я поняла. Угу.
So this was Caesar's workshop. Nothing suspicious here, just normal magic props. Let's head in further. What was that? Oh, is this one of Caesar's gadgets? Guess we must have triggered some sort of device.
Punishment! Spring forth!
Now disappear!
Everybody stand back! You can't run!
Tidal wave! Yeah!
Whoa. Look, the doll in the box is glowing.
Who's next?
There's something written on the card on this doll. Let's take a closer look. These magic boxes are moving. What do we do?
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate.
Got it. We're supposed to find the box that lit up at the start, right? There should be another wish list inside.
Ага, оця що була так. Оце вона так. Ой.
That's weird. Have we reached the end already? There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
This place seems a little too ordinary for a magician's workshop. We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe a hidden room somewhere. Aha! If I just move this book, then hope...
A secret passageway!
I'm a magician too. Looks pretty big inside.
Такс. О, тут сундук.
Just brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Judgment. Lights out. Let's light it up.
And voila! Let's get this show on the road.
Все. Такс. Двое печатей. Угу.
Step right up.
Mm-hmm.
Why have you stopped, Lenny?
Huh. It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you guys go on ahead. If anyone makes a major discovery, let...
All right. See you in a bit.
Mm-hmm. Такс. А, я оступилась, я поняла.
Oh, seems like we can't step on the same tile twice. Guess we've got to finish it in one run, huh?
Mm-hmm. А, вот оно як. Смотрите, это не получается как-то так. Потом так. Угу. от оно як. Угу. То есть получается, коли вони двигаються. Ага. Угу. Может, имеется в виду, что тут надо, смотрите, вони двигаются так вот. И потом туда. Так что тут надо смотреть, как здесь будет сделано. Ага. Все, после тут даже прыгать можно. Ага. Угу.
Wow! There's a hidden room here! This book's thick as a brick! Let's...
At one of my shows a few days ago, a child asked me how as a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine. Next thing I know, so I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but in the meantime, you can write your wishes down. I wound up saving very little this month, but that's not a major issue. Two children came to talk to me after today's show. I don't know why they were out on their own. Anyway, they said that they wanted me to teach them how to do magic. It's not uncommon for children to ask. I told them that learning magic is very hard work. But that didn't faze them at all. It's like... It seems like something's bothering Lorenzo lately, but he won't open up to me about it. Surely he's not upset that I agreed to teach those two children. I have a good feeling about those kids. They have all sorts of fantastic ideas. All I'm really doing, they wanted to call me master, but I told them they absolutely mustn't. Any magician worth their salt could have taught with time. I have no doubt that they could become far greater magicians than I. Gemma thinks so too. She doesn't like being around them. Says that their eyes are too piercing. It's nearly time for me to go on tour. I asked the two kids if they'd... I once overheard them talking about their father and their mission. Sounds like their parents have other plans. It's only been 10 days since I first met them. They're very tough, but also very cautious. They hide things from me too. For example, when I ask them where they live, that's the thing about children. I can sense that their lives have been hard. Possibly after thinking things over. P.S. I hope they won't find my nagging annoying. Children are so opinionated nowadays. Will it do them more harm? P.P.S. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Oh, Caesar, Caesar. Just mind your own business next time.
Two magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh? Sounds a lot like he was writing about Linny and Lynette, don't you? So did they meet Caesar when they were kids? Let's go ask Linny.
No time to lose.
Linny?
Shh, hold that thought. As I expected, there's a lot of fishy things going on in
Fishy? Uh-oh, what have you found?
All in good time. Before we go over our new lead, first, the magician slots themselves into a magic box in full view of the audience. The box is then at this point, a dummy will fall out of the box, but it looks real enough to grab the audience's attention. Meanwhile, the real magician, who has by now blended into the crowd, waits for a good moment to make their appearance and put on a— Oh no! Is that me? Did I just fall to my death?
Very vivid description. Paimon can really—
The audience's gaze then turns to the magician, and by the time they realize what's happened, the dummy has vanished. As if everything— Of course, that's just how I think the process— The inventor of this trick never performed it successfully. When the box opened, Caesar was the one who fell out. He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house. No one could hope to survive that fall. Not without a vision, and no one else has ever attempted this trick since. My understanding of how it works is just—
So Caesar's famous high-altitude escape has never been done. Paimon was about to say how cool it would have been to see it in person, but if it's that dangerous, it's probably for the best that no one else tries to do it. Wait a second. So if a dummy's supposed to drop out of the box, then where does the real magician go?
Glad you asked. That brings us to the secret of— This box right here is the one that Caesar constructed himself to use in the performance. And it's not as— Once the magician's inside, and the box is lifted up into the air, from where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom. But the back and the top are now no longer visible. At this point, the magician presses a button inside the box, opening a secret door out of view. He then escapes through this trap door onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and—
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The hardest part of this trick is— There's the falling dummy, the miraculous reappearance, the pompous performing. Many days and nights of careful research, and Caesar was a highly accomplished magician.
So, how did it go so wrong? You said you found some—
I can make a pretty good— I looked into the case files. The magic box Caesar was using at the time of his death had the secret button I mentioned positioned on the right-hand side. And, sure enough, he always used—
Okay.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here. Which leads me to believe that Caesar— Because a magician can't afford to have their most basic habits stand out too much. People naturally focus their attention on the most important details of the task or situation at hand. But a magician needs to be able to redirect an audience's attention at will, so as to— The essence of magic is getting people to believe a lie. If even the truth raises eyebrows, the falsehood— And so, Caesar trained himself to use his right hand to align with his audience's expectations. Great magic always requires— But in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no— Exactly. I think that's likely what happened. Caesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape. He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment, retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make a swift escape. But I'm sure he was confident. He would have rehearsed countless times to the point where it was second nature. So he opened the compartment, took out the dummy, checked everything was in order, and then went to leave. With his left hand, he reached for the button, and suddenly— Much like when you reach for your keys but find your pocket empty, his mind needed a moment to Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button, maybe for another second or two. With the stakes being as high as they were, just a 2-second delay cost him everything. The authorities would find—
When in reality, someone switched the button? But how would they be able to make the switch without being noticed?
Knew that he was left-handed, and who could move his props around without... Isn't that right, Lorenzo?
You just couldn't let sleeping dogs lie. There's not a lot of people who'd go to all this trouble for some magician who died 10 years ago. I didn't want to, but I gave you your chance. I hoped you'd do what's good for you and back off like the lady, but...
You mean Gemma? So you are the one—
Yes, although however stubborn she might be, she was never much of a liability. But you, which is why you can't leave this place.
Do your work.
Now disappear!
You can't run! Shiver!
Riptide!
Everybody stand back! Judgment! Propagate! Germinate!
You're mine! Shouldn't let your guard down.
You can't run!
And voila! A round of applause!
Teamwork is dreamwork! Punishment! Judgment! Vengeance!
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? Your cronies can't help you now. I think it's high time you started talking.
If I had a mora for every time you said that man's name. He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the fine art it is today.
So it was jealousy.
Jealousy. Hatred, more like. He poured everything into his street performances and his stupid tours like it was just a hobby to him. Never bothering to think about... But the people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. No one gave me... Amazing. Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all. He forbade me from using magic to trick people out of their mora. And with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand, I had to kill him. There was...
And this was your own...
It was reason enough. What other motive?
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play.
In love with Gemma? Don't be ridiculous.
Guess I was wrong about that then.
I am. Caesar was so strict with me. I never bought into any of that. I was more interested...
Oh, yeah! Charlotte told us that the weasel would steal whatever people valued, no matter how...
That's just how it looked from the outside. What would any thief want with... I stole cheap things as a way of practicing my craft. It was other people's...
So, that's the story, huh? Well, I hope you're ready.